What up, fam? This is going to be a guide for the SD Thief. So right now, you can see I have sword dagger. You can see it here. And I'm running withdraw for my heal. Roll for initiative. Scorpion wire. This one, you have an optional choice of scorpion wire or infiltrator signet. There's pros and cons to each. Infiltrator signet is better for chasing people down, and it teleports you to them, so it can be really nice for landing your skill in case they have something to block Scorpion Wire from working. So the nice thing with Infiltrator Signet is if you're running this, so you can basically use it on something to teleport straight to them, even if they try to block it. So I do like it for that purpose. But let me show you. I gotta wait till I'm out of combat, but I'll show you why I like Scorpion Wire. I like Scorpion Wire, though, because you get 2 of them. And here, let me just show you. So I'm going to have this guy. So while I have Scorpion Wire, I can hit them, and then it interrupts them and allows me to land my attack. It can be really nice. I like it in World vs. World. It can pull people back when they're running away. I just find it to be really useful. So I choose to use Scorpion Wire with this. But it's not the popular choice. The more popular choice is to use Infiltrator Signet or even Signet of Agility. Alright. Shadow Step, of course. It's going to cure conditions. It's going to help us so that we can go like this. And then teleport back. We have the same capability with Sword 2. So that's the nice thing. We've also got Dagger Storm. Dagger Storm is going to be a great utility for if we're getting sniped by something that is shooting at us. It can kind of help us in a bad situation. It actually does a decent amount of damage too, so you can actually use it to finish people. Sometimes I use it like when people are low on health, and I'm not super high on health. I'm in a fight, and it will finish people off. So it's really nice for that. I don't really think you want to run anything else. I think this is it. Really, it's just that optional slot of Scorpion Wire and Infiltrator Signet. Alright, there's some people down here fighting. I don't know if I really want to bother with them because I'm just going to get beat up if I do this. So, I'm not going to bother with these guys. They're going to come after me. Because I want to demonstrate some stuff and talk about the build first before I get into some fights. So, let me go over here so that I'm just kind of out of the way. Alright. So, let's talk about the equipment. There's a few different ways that you can play your equipment on this build. And the way I'm doing it right now, I like. So, I'm going to go with the... Well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about the traits first. So, we got Acrobatics. You're going to run Expeditious Dodger. So, gain swiftness on dodge. You're also going to remove damaging conditions when you dodge. You're going to have Feline Grace, which is going to give you vigor when you evade an attack successfully. You're going to run Swindler's Equilibrium. It's going to reduce the recharge of steel whenever you're dodging and whatnot. Plus, you get a bunch of extra bonus power, so that's really useful. We're also going to run Fluid Strikes here, which is going to help us. I mean, you can't really choose, but you're going to do plus 10% damage whenever you are using a Shadow Step or movement skill, which you're going to use a lot because 3 is a movement skill, and 2 is a Shadow Step. You're also going to have upper hand, so whenever we dodge and evade attacks, we're going to get our initiative and some regen. Trickery. Stealing gives us initiative. We also get Fury, Swiftness, and Might when we steal for 10 seconds. We're also going to have some extra initiative. We're going to get Bountiful Theft, so that's going to help us steal boons. And we'll get Vigor and Might, so that's nice. We're going to run Lead Attacks. So that's, that's always good because as we use initiative, we're going to do more damage. Sleight of Hand, so this is going to help steal, daze the target, and reduce the recharge. And then, of course, we're going to have extra endurance from Daredevil here. And we're going to have Escapist Fortitude. So this is going to give us healing and remove conditions whenever we're evading attacks. And we're going to evade attacks a lot because we're going to be using this move a lot, which does evade. We're also going to have weakening attacks, so our next attack after dodging is going to cause weakness and make them deal less damage to us. This is going to help with our tankiness. It's going to give us extra damage, too, when we hit them. We're going to have extra damage when our endurance is not full, which it's almost never full while we're fighting. We're going to gain endurance when we steal, And then Bounding Dodger is going to give us a 15% damage modifier. So a lot of extra damage on this build. We're not going to use Dancing Dagger very often. You will use this occasionally when someone's like running away from you or whatnot. It's a good poke just here and there. We are going to use Cloak and Dagger a lot with Steel. It's a telegraph move. If you watch when I use it, it has a slow cast time, as you can see. You know, it takes a half a second. So it's just kind of not that great. But if you do it with Steel, you can press it and then press Steel right after. By the time you teleport to them, you'll hit them, and then that will get you invisible, and then you can use Tactical Strike, which is nice because you'll give them 5 vulnerability, and then if you hit them with Tactical Strike, they'll get 10 vulnerability, so they'll actually have 15, which means you'll be doing 15% extra damage to them, which is really strong. And it's going to interrupt them, too, because you're going to interrupt them with the Steel, and then interrupt them again with Tactical Strike, which is really nice. Infiltrator Strike and Infiltrator Return you're going to use a lot. You're going to go like this. Basically, it's going to teleport you in. And that's always really strong because now I can teleport out like this. So it gets you in and out of things. So you want to manage this quite a bit. So you go in and it also immobilizes them temporarily. And you can see like, so let's say I'm in trouble, then I can teleport out. You know, here I'll use it again. Teleport in. Fight. Teleport out. See? It's pretty strong. Here, let me... This guy... Oh, okay, here we go. So, as you saw there, I just used Dagger 5 and Steel to go to that guy just to show how that works. This move... Alright, so Infiltrator Return also is going to cure conditions, which is nice. Now, Flanking Strike and Larcenous Strike are crucial to this build. They are unblockable. And that is really important because in the current meta... There are so many builds that are running a ton of block, and it's hard to hit them. So this was part of the challenge of before running just daggers or dagger pistol or whatever you want to run, you don't really have any unblockable attacks. So everything is blocking these days. It's very annoying to fight against. You know, if you're fighting Luminaries, they have tons of block. If you're fighting Ritualists, tons of block. If you're fighting, I think it was Ritualists that had block. If you're fighting... just a lot of these different builds. You'll notice this guy doesn't have it. He's just got protection. But you'll notice you'll just see block a lot and invul and all this other stuff. And it's just nice to be able to come in and have unblockable attacks and then steal boons because everything else has so many boons. So we're going to steal 2 boons whenever we use Larcenous Strike. Now Larcenous Strike is hard to hit because it's a slow half-second cast time and a lot of times people move out of the way. So you want to use Scorpion Wire and pull them into it sometime. Or you can use it right before Steel, things like that. And that's another reason that people like to use Shadow Step. Or, sorry, Infiltrator Signet, because you can Shadow Step with that move to them. And that way, even if they have block, because if you try to use Scorpion Wire and they have block, it's not going to work. But if you have Infiltrator Signet, you can teleport to somebody and use the Larcenous Strike, which is unblockable. So it can be useful in that way. However, I don't love the fact that it has, you know, it's got it recharge. It's a one-time use. So I've tried both, and you'll see if you watch any of the other videos that I use both to test it out. But I've just been finding that I don't really... Here, let's see. So these guys are... Well, I'm probably going to lose this fight because this guy's buddy's going to come after me. But I'll just show you here how this works. So you can see I can teleport in. Now this guy is... He looks like he's playing Condi. What is he doing? Okay, well, I don't know if he went AFK or something. That was so random. Alright, whatever. I was like waiting to see like what he was doing. Also, I don't know why my Tactical Strike didn't go off. It has a long cast time. So that could be... Like, I'll actually show you. Tactical Strike's kind of an awkward move. Here, actually, let me see. Oh, wait. Well, I don't really... Oh, wait, we got a guy here. There's 3 of them. Wait, well, I don't think we'll win this, but I'll fight them. Why not? What are these guys doing? Okay. This guy? A Ritualist? Oh, this guy's playing. Alright. So we'll Let's try to get them off. He must be a heal build because he rezzed him so fast. Alright, we're gonna have to... We gotta have to, keep fighting this Troubadour. He's got so much heals. Sheesh, this guy is, like, invincible. Is he... Oh, wait. Oh, I see. There's more of them coming. I see what's going on here. Alright, we're not gonna... I don't know that we're gonna win this fight, but... Alright. These guys have so much healing. It's just like, it's kind of... I can't even do damage to this guy. Yeah, I can't even... Alright, that guy's a healer, so what we're gonna do is just fight the Troubadour. I think we were doing better with me fighting him. These guys aren't doing very much damage. So... See how much block there is? Like, I'm having a hard time even hitting these guys. It's kind of ridiculous. You know, let's dagger storm them for a second. Just see if we can... Good grief, dude. Alright, let's fight the ritualist again. Because he's... I don't... They do too much damage to just let them run free. Alright. Good grief. Come on. Oh, man, this guy's heals are so fast. Maybe he can stomp them. Oh, man, there's just too many now. We're just going to have to go. There's no way. I might die here. There is no way to... yeah, there's no way. There's just way too many. There's just too many. I'm just going to let him stomp me. Too many. There was only 2 of us fighting them. It just wasn't really going to work. Alright, so... As you can see, some of the gameplay there. I was able to steal a lot of boons. And that's pretty much it. Like, you notice me using Infiltrator's Strike and Return. You notice me using Flanking Strike, Larcenous Strike, Cloak and Dagger. Using the auto attack in between. It's very strong. And that's pretty much how you do it. The main thing, though, that you have to watch out for, you do have to watch out for... When you're taking camps, you're probably going to be best off using short bow a lot of the time. You can take them with sword dagger. It's really up to you. Because short bow is pretty important in this build. I still haven't even gone over the gear. My bad. Still got to go over the gear. You got a few options with the gear. So we'll talk about that here. By the way, short bow is useful on this build for getting away with Infiltrator Arrow and then spamming Cluster Bomb. It does a ton of damage. If you come up against something like a... You know, like let's say a Dagger Pistol Thief that is using stealth or a stealth build thief, Cluster Bomb's going to be your best buddy. Alright. I was going to demonstrate it here, but it's too much time on this camp, so we'll just wait. Oops, I didn't do that. Alright, let's talk about the gear. So here's what I'm running right now. I'm running a Marauder back piece. I'm running Dragon's Trinkets. Dragons... with the Mighty Infusion, obviously. Relic of the Daredevil, so that I can get a really strong critical hit after dodging. And then I'm also running Marauders and Demolishers. So I have Demolisher, Demolisher, Demolisher gear, and then Marauder, 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 and then weapons are Marauder. So 3 pieces of Marauder armor, 3 pieces of Demolisher, just to give me a little bit of toughness. That's really what that's for, just a little extra toughness. You can just go full Marauder if you want. You'll have more HP. But I like to have that little extra bit of toughness on there. So that's why I have 3 pieces of Demolishers. And then you can see that my crit chance is only 51%, but my crit damage is pretty high because I'm running dragons. And it doesn't matter that my crit chance is only 51% because when I dodge, I'm going to be guaranteed critical hits here. I'm going to be critical hitting a lot because I dodge so often. And that's how this works. I used to run this build full Marauder, and that can work as well. You just have a little bit lower critical damage. You'll have higher critical chance, but lower critical damage. So I like to run it like this, and you can see I have really high power. Gonna also have might a lot of the time. And then for foods, you can run holographic super cakes, which will gain health every second, plus 30% endurance regeneration. And then obviously the sharpening stones to get some power. You can see right now I'm running holographic cakes. Sometimes I also run this, which is the bowl of Orion truffle and meat stew. This one will actually give you might when you dodge and give you a little bit better endurance regeneration. So it just depends on if you want that extra health every second or if you want this. The health every second is kind of nice. It's almost like a little bit of passive regeneration. Sometimes it makes all the difference. So watch this. So I'm gonna, there you go. So you see how I did that? And then I come in. So I'm not trying to fight these guys here. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate how this goes. So that's how this works, pretty much. And like when you're taking camps, you can do it like that. You can also run around and just spam cluster bomb. Now, obviously, I can't really take this camp right now because I have to wait until this guy's righteous indignation is done, which is still another 30 seconds. But we can still kill everything else in the camp while we wait. So what you can do, though, is you can gather up everything, and you can just go like this and just detonate your cluster bomb on everything. And you can dodge in between to get the damage boost from Bounding Dodger. You want to try to maintain that Bounding Dodger. Really important. So I'll show you on the supervisor how you would enter a fight. Like, let's say you're pretty far away, like all the way over here. You can infiltrate or signet in, steal, and then with 5 and use 5 and then steal, I mean. And then you can use your tactical strike, and then you can see flanking strike and larcenous strike. Sometimes larcenous strike will do a ton of damage. I'll show you on one of the guards up here, if it's available. Let me see. It already got taken out by somebody. I was going to show you. So let's see if I can show you any more fights on how this works. The nice thing with this build is like you don't really have a lot of stealth besides using dagger 5. Which can help with stomps. It does a ton of damage and that vulnerability. So I try to use it early in the fight because I want to get that vulnerability stack on the enemy. And I want to also, you know, follow up with some burst. So I try to use it early in the fight. It also is nice because you interrupt people, because a lot of times early in the fight, people try to spam their like highest damage skills and whatnot. So it can be really useful. If you use it at the right time too, like when they're getting like a little bit lower on health, you can then get tactical strike and interrupt them. There's probably too many. Well, I don't know that I'll win this fight if I try to get in there because there's kind of a lot of people. Here, let's actually see what happens here. Let's see if these guys. Alright, let's just. Here, whatever. I'll just show you. Alright, so I'm going to get into this fight here. So, we're going to back up for a second, move forward. I'm actually going to poke him. Okay, so this guy's running, I see. So we'll hit him with that, and then I'll stealth, and then I can stomp him. Now this guy's coming in. I don't know what that guy was thinking. He just basically ran into death. So, alright, whatever. You've been served, this guy said. That was funny. Whoops. I didn't mean to say that to him. Oh, that was actually pretty funny. Why did he say that? I don't know, but that was funny. Alright, anyway. What is this guy doing over here? Look at this guy. What's he up to? What are you doing, son? Huh? What are you doing over there, son? Alright. No idea what son is doing. Alright, let's go see what this guy's up to. Ritualists, these guys are overpowered, so we'll see what happens. This guy, if I try to fight him, I will almost certainly lose, but these guys are way overtuned. But it could be fun. Could be fun to at least try it, but man, they do so much damage, these guys. So you gotta be... Oh man, he's got a buddy with him. I was really hoping that I could just like fight this guy on my own, but... So the nice thing with, whoa, shoot. Why isn't my... Sorry, my mouse bugged out for a second there. So we will run away. We're not going to fight those two at once. It's just not really a high likelihood that we're going to win that fight. So, 2 Necros, that's way too tanky. They both have Shroud. I think one of them was a... I think one was a Reaper and one was a Ritualist, if I was seeing that correctly. This guy I could fight. So this guy could fight. So we'll hit him. Okay, so... Alright. And that's the other thing, Bounding Dodger does do damage, so if you try to like land it on them, sometimes it can be kind of nice. Now this guy's going to shoot me, so I'm just going to use Dagger Storm on him. So that's pretty much how it goes. And then I can do this. Aw, man. He interrupted me. I was gonna do the... I didn't do it fast enough. And that's pretty much how it goes. So what you saw there, it's hard for me to like talk while I'm in the middle of a fight to explain exactly what I'm doing. But basically, with that guy, I was coming in, I was using Infiltrator Strike to start the fight so that I always have that as a way to get out of jail, right? And it lasts for a long time. So if I press this, you'll see, if you look here, you've got 15 seconds basically to use this. See? You watch, I'll show you. I use it again. 15 seconds, starts counting down right away. So it's really like 14 seconds. That it stays like this. And if I get too far away from it, it'll just teleport me in that direction. See? Like if I... Because when you use it right here, and you can use it sometimes before you start a fight if you want to run towards the enemy or whatever. I don't know why you would, but you can do that. Like sometimes it can be kind of useful. Like let's say you're about to get into a fight. You can start an Infiltrator Signet from something like this behind a wall. Or like, let's say you're in a spot where you know you can't really get to them. You can just like go like this and press it. So let's say they're like running towards you and you can have it there ready to go and you can kind of troll them for a second and then press it. Now you're behind the wall. So it's kind of fun because you can really like fake some people out. So that's how it works. Not too much else to say. That's basically the guide. Let me think. Did I miss anything? Probably did, but, you know, probably a pretty good guide. I can make more of these. I'm just playing this in World vs. World right now. I play this in PvP. I guess I could tell you how it works in PvP. You know what I could do? I could go to the PvP lobby and show you the PvP version of the build. Yeah, so... Oh, can I do that here? I don't think I can. Let me check. PvP... I don't know if I was about to just get attacked, but... I don't know if that was probably a friend. Alright, so let me just show you real quick what it looks like in PvP with the build. It's almost the same in PvP with a very slight nuance. So if you want to play this in PvP, the difference that you're going to run is you're going to run Marauder's Resilience instead of Escapist Fortitude. And the reason for that is because we're running Berserker Amulet. So, and you need this for the extra HP. And I'll show you that. So we're running Berserker Amulet. We're running the Relic of the Daredevil. Instead of the Rune of the Scholar, which we run in World vs. World, we run the Rune of Vampirism to have a little extra vitality. And then we run Sigil of Savagery, which gives us a little bit more stun duration and extra damage when they're stunned because we daze people a lot. Also, this one, which gives us extra damage. And then on the bow, we're just running Sigil of Energy to get endurance. And then Sigil of Cleansing. When I'm running this in World vs. World, I run Sigil of Energy and Sigil of Air because I don't need as much cleansing since I am playing the cleanse conditions on dodge anyway. So I run this with Air so I can do a little extra damage for the World vs. World version. I don't know if I mentioned that. Sigil of Air and Sigil of Blood are what I'm running. I forgot to say that before in World vs. World because I can steal foes' health when I hit critical, and same thing with the just extra damage basically. And I forgot to say that I was running Rune of the Scholar, but I am. So there you go. Now here's the thing: if you're running this, the reason I run Berserker is if you look at my power, it's 2,700. Seems too high. Oh, it's because I'm still have all this stuff on. It would actually be lower once this food wears off. But your crit chance is 209. Or sorry, your crit damage is 209. Crit chance is only 47. So the thing is, people ask me, why don't you run Marauder? Well, here's the problem. You can run Marauder. Your crit damage goes way down, though. So if you run Marauder, you have to run Rune of the Scholar. So your crit damage comes up. And then what you have to do, then you can swap this down. And you can actually run Escapist Fortitude then. So you can run this, and your power is still good. I want my food to wear off. Can I make it wear off? Here, let me do this. I'll eat... do I have any other utility? No, I was going to say, alright, I don't want to waste that. But anyway, basically, your power drops a lot when you do that. So, and like, this is good because it gives you extra damage reduction. In PvP, that's useful. I mean, the Condi spam is not that bad in PvP. In World vs. World, it's way more important that you can get out of Condis pretty quickly. So I think in World vs. World, it just makes sense to run this. I've tested both. It's really not that different. Let's wait here. 30 more seconds and this will run out. But as you can see, if you're running the PvP build like this, you are getting a little bit more critical chance, but that's not really that noticeable because you're dodging and all that anyway with your Relic of the Daredevil anyway. So I don't really see the point of running the Marauder. I just think you lose too much damage because of the power. That's the problem with it. It's only 1,000 power. And so, whereas the Berserker Amulet is 1,200, I mean, that's a... Alright, now it wore off, so now you can see. You only have 2,415 power, 198% crit damage, and then you've got 16k HP. So if I switch to Berserker, I get 200 more power and a lot more crit damage, but let me change this back to the Rune of Vampirism. And so you can just see, like... And then we go back to this. So you can see, like, running it this way, my HP is still good, still strong. Not quite over 16k, but it's still decent. And now my power is 200 higher, and my crit damage is higher. So you just do a lot more damage this way. There is a way you can run... This is one other option. You can run Rune of the Warrior. And this is going to drop your power a little bit. But give you a lot more HP. And it's debatable if you'd want to do this. But you can run Escapist Fortitude if you do that. But your HP is pretty low. Another option, if you really want to go super high damage. You can run Rune of the Ogre. Which is this. And now your crit damage actually goes higher. So, because this one has some ferocity and power on it. But you can see what happens to your HP. Pretty low. Less than 15,000. So I think you're just going to die a lot if you do that. You will do a lot more damage, though. Not a lot more, but enough. So, anyway, I run it with Vampirism. This is how I... There we go. This is how I run my build here when I'm playing PvP. Let me go back to World vs. World real quick. Just to show you real quick. And again, it's up to you if you want to run the dodge food that has the might, or if you want to run the one that has the health. I think the health is superior. Because, I mean, just look at this. Now, we have minor bloodlust, so that's changing my stats a little bit. But you can see, like, stats are pretty strong. I mean, over 17k HP right now. If we didn't have the Borderlands Bloodlust, my HP would be like just under 17,000. It'd be like 16,900 something. So I find that to be totally fine. Because the extra toughness is worth it for me. It says I have higher armor because I'm on the mount here. We'll see if there's anybody over here for just like one last fight. And for underwater, I just run... Why are those swapped? I run roll for initiative, same traits, but I run the blinding powder, and then I run Thieves Guild, because Thieves Guild is kind of a meme, but it's funny when someone chases you in World vs. World into the water, you can summon your thieves, and it can kind of catch people off guard. A lot of people don't know what they're doing when they're underwater. Like, I'm one of them. I'm not that good at fighting in the water because I never really played that much PvE, where you do like the parts of the game where you're underwater, so I'm pretty bad at it, to be honest. So it kind of helps me. You could say I'm a noob in the water. But anyway. Alright, let me just see if there's anything over here that we can mess with real quick. There's maybe like one more fight. Otherwise, I'll just end the video. And let me know, obviously, in the comments if you have questions, if there's something that I didn't cover, if there's anything that you're wondering about. But just understand that, like, this build is strong. Alright, we'll try it. Yeah, we can try this guy. Got him. I don't know how... See, that's the thing. Like, it was a Guardian. They always have block. So you saw when I tried to use my Scorpion Wire, it didn't work. So that's the debatable thing about Scorpion Wire. Like, it's not... You know, and it's hard for me to be, like, always trying to, like, stare at people's, you know... like their bar to see what boons they have. Like, it's like, look, I'm trying to fight here. I'm not trying to pay attention to all that all the time. It's like it's a pain. So that's kind of the problem here. You have to be careful. You don't want to, I will say this. What you don't want to do on this build is spam 3 and run out of initiative, because this uses a lot of initiative. It uses 4 to do flanking strike. So, like, let's say you're too far away. You're going to go like this. And before you know it, now you're pretty low on initiative, right? So don't do that. Oh, dude, I don't want to get smoked by these guys. These guys are running together, so we can mess with... Well, here, maybe we could troll him a little bit. Should we troll him? That's the guy. Is that the guy I just took down? No, it's not. I fought some of these guys earlier, but... Should we troll him? Alright, we'll troll him. We'll troll him a little bit. We'll mess around. See if one of them takes me. I might lose this. Obviously, there's a lot of them. But let's see if I can get one of them now. They're not taking the bait. They're like, I know that guy's a thief. They're not taking the bait. They're not taking the bait. Come on, guys. I'm trying to get one of them to come after me. Warrior. He's going to be pretty tanky, probably. This guy knows. He knows what's going on. He's trying to wait. At least. You never know if they're on comms. See what I mean? We'll meme them up. Well, I tried. I tried to meme them up with my thieves. But that guy was too tanky. He didn't want to smoke. Hey, what's this guy up? Oh, sneaky guy. This guy. Somebody. Oh, is this that whole guild? Nah, we're not gonna go. I was gonna say we could go mess with them, but we could try trolling. We could try trolling them a little bit. That's that super tanky healer guy. I don't want to mess with the super tanky healer guy, but he might. This one might be too. But that's all right. We'll try him. Here, let's try it. Always run away. Well, what? I'm in close quarters here. Alright, there you go. Good. Now we can stomp them. So sometimes you just gotta... Sometimes you gotta... That's... Hey, look. It's our job as a thief in World versus World to troll people, okay? Like, that's our job. That's part of our job. Is to really just make the other team annoyed and to come after us. These guys. Oh. Alright, this guy's... I might lose this one. I might get what I deserve here. Let's see, what do we got? Alright, I beat that guy before. He's mad. See, that's the thing. Sometimes people hold a grudge against you. They get mad. I control these guys. He by himself? Oh, let's go after him now. So now he tried to chase me. So now I'm going to chase him. And if he's on his own, I'll fight him. If not, then whatever. Where'd he go? He's not really on his own. I mean, I'll fight. I don't mind losing. So if there's like 3 of them, I could still mess with them a little bit. I don't mind taking a risk. Sometimes you can just troll them with Thief because you can port in and out. And the thing about this build is it's very highly mobile. Pretty much about as mobile as it gets on a Thief, with the exception of like builds that use dash. Like Dagger Pistol with dash is probably the most mobile. You run Dagger Pistol, dash, Shadow Arts, and then short bow. Oh, this guy wants... Alright, so these can be hard, actually. Fighting a good Weaver. These can actually be pretty challenging. I don't know if I'll... This is a hard matchup for me, but we can try. Yeah. Man, they can be so tanky, as you can see, and he's got so much condies. Here comes his boys. Well, we might lose this one now because we're kind of, yeah, we're not winning that. We're not winning that. We'll just let him stomp. I kind of deserved it, to be honest. All right, well, that's it, everybody. I'm going to wrap it up there. That is the Sword Dagger guide. This is what I'm playing right now, mostly, just because it's fun. It's hard. I will say it's harder than some of the other builds that I've shown. Actually, it's harder than all the other builds that I've shown to play. But once you get good at it, I think it's actually pretty much the strongest Thief build right now. There's some Antiquary builds that are kind of strong. But overall, this is probably the strongest Thief build in World versus World and PvP right now, in my opinion. There's a couple of Axe builds that are pretty strong right now too, but I don't really want to mess with those. I played it for so long, and it just kind of got boring. But let me know in the comments what you think, what questions you got, and I will see you all in the next one.